We are?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Is anybody here?
This is this for people.
Four people. Oh, I see Buddy Carfano is here. Hello, Buddy. Can you hear me? Mrs. Spec is adjusting things on her phone. Get everything right. Because, we're professional YouTubers. We're doing it vertical today. I hope that's okay. These are all new pictures. Are you going to call out Dan's name?
Um. Oh, this is Steven Andrews,
Yes.
both channels.
Yep.
And Policarpano,
Yes.
Dan Eboy.
And Danny Boy. Hello, Dan.
Why can't why? There was an update on YouTube and it looks different than before. That's why it's throwing me off.
Did you just put the picture up?
The picture? You
Yeah.
mean the whole chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't really need to look at the pictures.
I can look at a picture if you want to.
Steven Andrews is back. One of them is.
With my phone.
Okay. Oh, both Steven Andrews are here. Good. Thank you, Steven Andrews. Steven Andrews. We started with a 2001 Dodge Ram Charger 4-speed manual. It's one I will be publishing in a few days. I just published one today that's much nicer than this one. It's also black. It's a 2000 model, so it can cross with no problem. It says pictures are small. Well, they were horizontal pictures that were put into a vertical format, so it condenses them a little bit. But we're trying the vertical format to see if we can get any newer people in here. If this doesn't work, then we're going to give up on the vertical part of it because this is the third time we've done it, and we'll see what happens. But the one that I published, well, it'll be coming out on YouTube tomorrow. It's on Instagram today. It's got 112,000 kilometers on it, which is just under 70,000 miles. It's beautiful inside and out, but it's a base model. It has no power windows, but it has cold air conditioning and it has power locks. So figure out how they equipped that one.
The comment I left 16 hours ago must have a time limit.
I don't know if it's a time limit or what happened. I know I didn't remove them.
Dan says people must flip out when they see these round chargers up here.
They do when they go to fill up at the gas station or something. Yeah, people ask about it. My client in Florida picked up the Ram Charger yesterday. He says no problem to pick it up. It was easy. He drove right out of the port. He had all the documents that he needed. He had the license plates from here, from the state of Mexico, and he drove it directly to Ohio. Went into his motor vehicle division, and they said you're missing the original of the paper that he had, which was the form 7501, which was the customs document. He needs the original stamped document, which the customs agent is going to send to him. So that's the only thing he needs to get his license plates and title in Ohio. Very easy transaction. So
Dan asked 360.
no, my client, yes. In these, no.
Josh Roman is here.
Hello, Josh. Thanks for being here.
They say good to be here. Danny Boy says I've seen several cars with power locks and manual windows.
Yeah, but this is a full size Ram truck. You know, it's the base model. So what I'm shocked at is that it has power locks. Because if it doesn't have the power windows, why would they put the power locks on there unless it does have the remote, to get into it? But
back in the 70s and 80s.
yeah,
Andrew says, that's good to hear. Maybe I can do it too someday.
Well, I hope so. I hope everybody will do it. But it seems like it was we have the whole system down on the East Coast. We have the customs agent in Veracruz. She does all the paperwork for the Mexican side. We have the shipping company that we deliver the truck to the port. They handle it after that. They load it and it gets delivered to the port in Jacksonville, Florida, and the customs agent over there handles the truck over there and all the documents, and it's a done deal. And the best part of this is that the client didn't have to pay any tariff at all because it's in between when the Supreme Court invalidated the tariffs and the administration's been busy with something in the Middle East, so they haven't been doing anything with the tariffs or anything. So he only had to pay $400 to the customs agent to get the truck out of the port. So that was really good for him. That saved him $600 or so. So that was
And
really good.
Dan says, they thought power locks were more cool than power windows. Then they say, nice old truck.
Yeah, you don't see too many of these old Dodges around.
Andrew says, I want a late Ram Charger, but a West Coast persona. But I is a West Coast persona. Sorry.
We're setting up the shipping for the West Coast, or you could come over to Arizona and I'll deliver it to you personally, and you can drive it. You can drive it across. We have, of course, I've delivered 9 cars that way, and that's not a problem. It's a very easy thing because what happens on that situation is you come into Mexico in Nogales, and the border crossing is on the same street as our hotel. So you tell the taxi Hotel Fiesta Inn, and he'll drive you right there, and we will be waiting for you with all the documents and explain all the documents. And the the turnoff to the border crossing is going out to the same street that the border crossing is on, because you come in at the pedestrian border crossing, you go out at the commercial border crossing, and you go back on the road, like heading away from the pedestrian border crossing, and like 2 blocks, you make a right, and that street will take you right to the beginning of the street to go to the border crossing. That's where all the big commercial trucks go. So it takes 4 or 5 hours to get through there, depending on the day. But we give you all the documents you need, and it's a very easy process. Then you make sure that they stamp the customs document as when you get to the border, and that's what you need to register your vehicle.
Dan says, wow, they use a tailgate into the 80s.
Probably, or that's an '80s tailgate on that truck. that could be it.
KJ Kylie's here.
Hello, KJ Kylie. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, baby. Hi, baby.
Do you like smell out when we're on a live? Because you don't come in here any other time.
Hi, baby. He hears you talking loud.
Mrs. Spec just told me that there's going to be a plumber coming over here in about 50 minutes at 5 o'clock our time. So when that happens, I'll leave the microphone with Mrs. Spec and I'll go attend to him and show him where the problem is. Then I'll come back and all that. Who was it? Somebody was talking about the low riders, and I think it was Buff that was talking about them chroming everything on the car. And this '68 Chevy Impala is like that. They chromed all 4 corners of the fender extensions. Stephen Andrews says the Fiesta Inn looks pretty nice. It is a nice hotel, and it has a big enough parking lot because when I pull in with my truck and trailer, there's plenty of parking to back the trailer in, not in one of the spaces, but against the wall. And because the town is built on hills, that's not easy to find.
Yeah.
So, you know, the room is nice. The people are really helpful because when I brought the '69 Dart up there, the alternator went out, and I asked at the desk, and they sent the maintenance guy over, and he opened up the trunk of his car, and there was every tool I could need in there, and he let me use all of his tools to take the alternator off and then put the alternator back on. Really nice people up there, and yeah, so the whole process is pretty easy. It's just you have to have a passport to come into Mexico and to get back out of Mexico.
KJ kindly says, "Are those chrome quarter panel extensions?"
Yes, somebody chromed them. The owner of the car chromed them. It's not my style, but it. I guess the guy thought it made it stand out.
Fernando says 66 a night, 3 stars. But make sure that you're looking.
66.
Make sure that you're looking at the one on this side of the border and not that side of the border because there is Fiesta Inns on that side of the
Yeah, it's
border.
Nogales, Sonora, Steven. It's not. It's not in Nogales, Arizona, because that sounds cheap. We pay more than that. We pay like 1,800 pesos
Mm-hmm.
per night, and that's in their frequent flyer program. So it would be more than that. But breakfast is not included. The breakfast buffet not is not included, and I'm not complaining about that because their food is terrible.
You don't know that. You haven't had their food there.
All the Fiesta Inns are going to be the same.
No.
We found a really good place to go for breakfast, so we're not complaining about that. It's just that you have to take a taxi to get there. And I learned my lesson. We're going to take a taxi back next time. We walked back last time, and
I was dying.
yeah, it was because it's not only just walking back, the hotel is up on a hill. So we're walking back on the other side of the street, going past all these businesses. Luckily there was a coffee place there. We stopped and got that, and then kept walking. But you're walking up and up and up, and then you make the turn onto the little street, and it's up and up and up and up. And then you get to the next street, and you're going farther up than that. So yeah, it's. But this was the second vehicle that I delivered was a 1991 Volkswagen Beetle, and I towed it up there with my Durango on a trailer. And we got to the hotel. Thing drove fine all the way. We got to the hotel and turned right onto the street. That it's a pretty steep incline to get to the hotel. So, but I turned into the first driveway, and I didn't know that was where the businesses, all the restaurants and stuff were. So then I had to go back out and go back around and go up. By the time I got up to the driveway and into the driveway, I realized that I had no transmission left because all of the fluid was pumping out. So luckily, I got it into the position enough where I was able uh, to coast it back with the trailer and get it to where um, over to where I was able to park it, which is where I park it now all the time. But even what it's been 3 years now, 2 years.
Three.
It's been a couple of years, and in their parking lot, you can still see my line of transmission fluid from right in front of the lobby all the way back to where I parked the truck. My truck marked its territory the whole way.
Steven says, yes, it's the one in Mexico.
Okay,
And
we're gonna have to check that price then.
Chris is here.
Hello, Chris. Are you still at work? I guess you'd be home by now.
Fernando says, well, aquí está in Nogales.
Yeah, but it has to be on the Mexican side. They only have one Fiesta Inn.
Let me see.
But parking is very important. And here's the video on the 69 Belvedere is running. Because of that video, I added a battery to the price of the car. In case anybody wants that car, I'm going to make sure it gets a new battery.
And Chris says, no, I'm at home sitting on the couch.
Well, that's good. You didn't go to work today?
I'm not going to work today either.
Yeah, Mrs. Spec is on vacation today and tomorrow. So, well, I'll keep my comments to myself.
Rude. I get the rest. I earned them.
Vacation is not for rest. Vacation is to clean the house. I'm tired of looking everything here. I'm going to walk around with a trash can and just start throwing stuff in. We accumulate a lot of stuff. Do we need that box for the lamp?
No, I was thinking about throwing it away. Actually, I'm thinking about cleaning this whole area this weekend. It's good to have you come. Chris says, of course I went to work today. It's 7:10 p.m. here.
Oh.
Three
Yeah,
hours.
3 hours. Yeah, he's way into the west. He's way into the East Coast. Look, Believe's here. You're
I
paying too much
believe.
attention to the cat.
I just turned
Hello, Believe.
around. And I love my cat. And he's being cute. What do you want?
We're on a
Hi,
live.
baby. Hi. Really nice. My girlfriend, this vacation is to eat hot dogs. I know, right? I was dreaming that I was eating nachos.
You don't have to dream about that. You just have to walk over to the mall.
I was hungry. Chris says, be right back.
Okay, we'll wait for you.
I'll pet the cat in the meantime.
Ford rule says there's a GTX in Oildale at a speed shop, Mexican Spec. Do you know where Oildale is? I do not. Is that in California? Also, hello, Ford.
Hi, Ford. You take some oil.
Where does Believe get the idea we have corn dogs here?
We do have corn dogs. We have Korean corn dogs at the parque.
We don't. They do.
I mean, we have access to them.
Yeah. There was a place. It was like you see in a mall in California, in any mall that sold the hot dogs. They had the different colors, in the logo and stuff. But they went out of business because all of the product that they needed had to come into Mexico, and at the border they stopped the truck and they wouldn't let it continue for whatever reason, and everything in the truck went bad. So they lost they had nothing to sell. So they went out of business.
Ford says by Bakersfield, California.
Yeah, okay.
Fernando says, I'm off today too, or I couldn't pin you on this on my lunch.
Join. What year is the GTX, Ford?
Just pin.
And down there it says join.
Oh.
He corrected it. What year is the GTX, Ford? I haven't seen anybody new in here.
Ford says, if you can spec, type 93308 in Google.
I'm not in front of the computer right now, unfortunately. Well, I don't expect it to rust in Oildale, since there's a lot of oil around. Hello, Buff.
Hi, Bob.
Thanks for joining us. You're right on time. I'm going to be posting this 72 Dodge Coronet station wagon.
Kevin Smith's here.
Hello, Kevin. It's interesting to see a station wagon in Mexico that somebody brought in some years ago.
Ford says it looks just like your picture earlier.
Oh, so it's a 69 model then, with those square taillights in the back. Mine's a Belvedere with a GTX with a GTX trunk lid, but with a different emblem in the middle of that big emblem, the big trim piece. Because I looked at the Google pictures, and the GTX does have that inset trim piece in the trunk. It just says GTX in the middle. This one has a different emblem in the middle, but it's the same trim piece.
But he says my granny had one of those. Fernando says, I like the subscriber pictures live stream. Buff, just subscribe. Ford says same tail lights.
Okay, so it's a 69 model.
Kevin Smith says, be here for a minute until Warden sees I'm having fun.
Well, hide, Kevin. Don't let her see you. Don't let her hear you either.
They're just jealous.
How much do they want for the GTX? I'm afraid to ask.
You're sweaty.
Yes, it's warm in here. It's 90 something degrees outside.
I was sweating when I was asleep.
92, 93, something like that outside.
Horses, it may be above the deer, not sure.
They all use the same tail lights.
Kevin says hiding in the kitchen.
Good. The food room is a good place to hide if she doesn't go in there.
Chris has returned.
Welcome back, Chris.
Jay is here.
Hello, Jay.
Hi, Jay.
I haven't seen anybody new in here, Jay. So I'm not sure if this vertical thing is working for us or we're too boring to anybody to come in here.
Might be my mistake.
I don't know. We don't have enough grinding on the hood of a car to get anybody in here.
Kevin says 35 degrees here today.
35. Wow.
Ford says not for sale as far as I know. I never stopped to ask.
Oh, okay. I thought you saw it for sale. Look at all these people coming in here and saying hi to everybody else before they say hi to the hosts of the live. That is so weird.
Surrender says what time buff. Kevin Smith says she can't get to the kitchen.
That's good.
Anthony Hicks said hi.
Hello, Anthony Hicks. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Does the car on the screen look familiar?
If you don't hide, don't see the skin. Yes.
We didn't have the Continental kit on the trunk.
No.
But
Ford Rule says at a speed shop.
It could also be a Roadrunner. You had the Belvedere, the Roadrunner, and the GTX.
He says I'm not convinced it's a true vertical. There was an update on YouTube recently, so I cannot see if it's vertical on my end for some reason. Chris says, I said, hola everybody, don't make me come over there.
But you have to be very specific who you're saying that to.
Also come for this galaxy that looks like a Lincoln Mark.
Yeah, Buff, the top of the line Fords in those years, they called them a Continental and they put the floor shift in it like you see there and the hump on the back. And I think it was 1973 or 4. They took the covered headlight system off of the Lincoln Mark IV and they put it on the front of the Galaxies. They didn't change the front of the Galaxy, they just added it. So when the headlight cover went up, you still saw the headlights of the Galaxies, like the front of this wagon. It's a really weird looking thing, and I'm not even sure how the whole system works. Really weird. Kevin said something.
Sorry, I'm trying to see.
Don't experiment when there's a chat there.
Sorry. Kevin says LTD with opera windows. That's odd.
Looks normal to me.
Dan says the Lincoln cues are pimpastic.
Pimptastic.
Hold on. Ford says, Mr. Spec, Tony never reads my comments. Is that true?
No, that's not true. He has a lot more comments than we do. So he has to pick the ones that he reads. But you get a little pushy with him. Hey, go read my previous comment.
Dan says, "Oh wow, floor shift."
They even use that floor shift into this model here. They're hard to find, but they did put them in there in the top of the line car. Bucket seats and the floor shift in the 73 and up.
Jay says, Max, read four rules comment.
I did.
Then says, Salapin Smith. Chris says, enough of these Fords. Bring on the B-dubs.
They're mixed in. It all depends on the year. I'm not sure there's any VWs in this because I was going down the list from the top to the bottom. The VWs are at the bottom to the top.
Dan says, I never cared for these, but they don't look bad. Kevin Smith says, had a banana colored 73 LTD. It was fugly.
This wagon, if you can imagine it, is a 3 on the tree. You have to shift it wherever you go.
Ford says, what year was the first shift?
The car was a 72, but in Mexico they used it into the 73, 4, 5, and 6. In the US, 72 was the last year they used it.
Stray Bullet is here.
Hey, we can see you, Stray Bullet.
Hey, Stray Bullet. Dan says, Western Wheels.
Yes.
Chris says, Stray Bullet, I see you. Ford says, Mexico only.
No, the Ford in the US, they used that horseshoe shifter in the 71s and 72s. Did they use it in the 70s also?
Mm-hmm.
The 69, 70? I'd have to look that up, but yeah, up until 72 they used it in the US.
Kevin says, never seen that. Dan says, three pedals.
Yes, in a full-size wagon.
Stray Bullet says, hi, driver. Kevin Smith says, hey, Stray Bullet. And Jay says, that would make an amazing banana salesman car.
It would be a little on the nose, don't you think, Jay?
Chris says, no B-dubs, unsubscribe.
It's not like I don't show a lot of them all the time. I posted a Volkswagen van today on Instagram. Liquid cooled, of course.
Buddy Carafana says, floor shift and station wagon will be cool.
Well, if we can find the parts, we can make that happen.
Kevin Smith says, what's a preacher's car?
Was it the original color? The yellow was the original color?
Buddy says, did anyone else, while on a long drive with friends and the windows down, let a piece of tissue into the air and bet on which window it will fly out of?
No.
Buddy says, hi, Spec family. Ford says, I hate three shifters except automatic.
Why? You can have a manual and have your girl sitting right next to you.
Dan says the manual shifter is angled a little different from the automatic.
Yes.
You
need more room.
Biofly is here.
Hello, Biofly.
And they're clinging to a fried mozzarella stick.
Oh, those were so good when I was able to eat them.
Yeah. Kevin Smith says, never buy a car from a preacher. They do everything on a prayer, never change oil.
That is true. Everybody knew in the car business knew that if it had that little fish on the back of the car, take 20% off the price because they never changed the oil.
Jay says, my Lambo has an automatic column shifter.
Lambo should be in quotes there, Jay, because it's a Ford.
Biofly says, 3 on the 3 station wagon. Nice.
Yep. The father had to work to drive his family around here. None of that lazy automatic stuff.
Ford says, starter relay equals Ford. Biofly says, the opposed rear seats in back was a surprise.
Yeah, they want to get as many people in there as possible. You know, it's a family car.
Richard Ortiz is here.
Hello, Richard. Thanks for joining us.
They ask, is it for sale? How much?
Which one? The wagon or the Dart, or which one are you looking at?
Jay says, you could post a video of that banana wagon peeling out.
Ha ha.
What the fuck, man? Chris, I know what you're saying, but I can't pronounce that word. I'm sorry.
Lamborghini?
I can't pronounce that word. Dan says, those buttresses are too much.
They make it look like a Dodge Charger.
Chevrolet says, look at that fancy roof.
I don't have my zapper with me.
Kevin Smith is laughing. Steven Andrews says, I love a 3 out of 3 shifter. Ford Rule says, I don't play in the car, just serious business. Ooh, he's a serious boy. Richard says, how much is a Dodge Dart?
You're going to have to send me an email because there's many of them all over Mexico that I can sell you. And you'd have to tell me what year, 4-door, 2-door, what color, all of that. They're almost all in slant sixes here because the V8 was reserved for the Super B only. But if you go to my website, mexicanspec.com.
Is this email?
Huh? Yes.
I can put it.
Okay, Mrs. Spec is going to post the email. And you can send me an email and ask me.
Send an email to that, and we can see which Dodge Dart you would like, and see about your budget, and find you
And
one that.
also what state you live in. That'll depend on where we deliver it, either to the port of Veracruz to be delivered to Florida, or we cross them at the Nogales border into Mexico. I mean, sorry, into Arizona.
Kevin Smith says typing is tough today. I know, right? Dan says neither three on the three. Neither. Kevin says beats orange peel. Uno's is here. Should do the
Hello, Uno.
charger.
Hello, Uno.
Is there a charger on the screen?
Just the rear roof from one.
Jay says Chris Rock. My wife calls it the Fox Borgini.
Faux
Borgini.
That word is faux.
Okay. Uno says room for uno más. Always.
Yes. Just like there's always room for Jello.
Steven says 69 Volkswagen. Did they not build the big bumpers in Mexico in 68?
Big bumpers on the Beetles. In Mexico, the '68 Beetle had all of the parts from a '67 Beetle. They didn't change over. That had the glass covered headlights, and it had the small tail lights and all of that stuff. So I don't know what bumper would be on there.
Let me see. Jay says, love the new handle. Mrs. Spec, thank you. Um, Uno says, hi, y'all. Kevin says, Uno, a model citizen also. Butterfly says, the more I see the Mexican cars, the more I think they had the cooler cars over there.
Yeah, the way they built them, but they didn't have very many options here. The heater was an option, and a lot of cars don't have it. So sending them any farther north than Arizona becomes a problem.
Ford says, 73 Mustang here had rear window fins. Ugliest ever. Sorry, sorry. Chris says to Firefly, we had cool cars here. They all rusted out and went to the junkyard. Uno asks, did the C10s have V8s?
The customs had V8s. The Cheyennes, no, the customs had inline sixes, and the Cheyennes had V8s. Later on, they went to the C1500 was the six cylinder, the C2500 was the V8. But yes, the V8 did come in some of them.
You're gonna have to help me with that word. But Firefly says, the rear Mustang
Louvers.
louvers.
Uh-huh.
Ford says, guy has two in his yard, nasty yellow.
I like the yellow on the Mustang.
Firefly says,
The 68 Meadowlark yellow.
Firefly says, cold weather and salt is a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Chris says 68 Beetles here were the first year without the towel bar bumpers that previous year had.
Yeah, they didn't make those changes in Mexico. So you get the old style looking parts on a little bit newer car in Mexico.
Jay says, okay, Max, I'm convinced you are vertical. I scrolled down the comments and they ended up in another stream. That is vertical.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So they did put it out there. But since we don't have any sparks flying around, we don't have 300 people coming in here to figure out what it is.
Yeah. But I just updated my YouTube, the app, and it's different now for some reason. I hate it when they update things. Strawberry says, how do they defrost the windshields in Mexico?
With a rag in your hand? That's about it.
Yeah. Kevin says, screen is very small. What's up with that?
Whose screen? You're talking about the pictures? A lot of them are horizontal pictures that are on the 9x16 form so we could go vertical. That's why they look so small.
Kevin Smith says, candles tribulate. Candles tribulate. Candles. Jay says to Mrs. Spec, your English is amazing. Your French needs work. Thank you.
She was working on Italian, not French.
Sandra says, so when did the late bumpers start in Mexico? Actually, two, with and without the integral turn signals.
The integral turn signals started in '74, I think. Before that, I'd have to look to see what bumpers they had. I don't really pay attention to that. I think there was a couple of years where they had the 74 type bumpers, but without the turn signals.
Um, sorry, Uno says those trucks in that condition and options is between 35 and 45K Canadian right now.
The blue one that you were that was on there, the base model truck, that was a custom with an inline six. Huh.
Kevin Smith says we use candle in Volkswagen for the frosting.
Hmm.
Jay says, did everyone click the like? Thank you, Jay. Ford says there's 19 in my live.
19 people. It's saying there's 19 in here. Is there 19 in here?
18 in mine.
Oh, okay.
Stray says candles, Kevin. Ralph says I'm getting sick of pulling the entire dash out of all these newer Dodge trucks. Only way to access the climate control servos.
Ugh. Why are they going bad? On my Durango, I had to replace the whole control thing. It came out easily. I didn't have to rip out the whole dash.
Frank is here.
Hello, Frank.
And they say, what a sweet car.
Thank you. Which one? I don't know which one you're looking at because there's a delay on what I'm looking at on the screen and what you're looking at.
Chris says Wildfly pretty much through for all modern cars, isn't it?
They put so much stuff in so little space that they don't think about the mechanics.
Ono says trying new things is exciting. Don't stop trying to make the show channel fun for you too.
Uno, where do you live in Canada? What part of the country? West, middle, or east?
Ford says 302 plus 4 speed valuable here.
Kevin Smith, the Ford you're talking about.
And Kevin Smith says candles for the frosting mounted on dashboard in candle holder.
I don't think I'd want to drive around with lit candles on my dashboard.
They won't stay lit for long.
Well, yeah, if you have the windows up, but then you're going to be sucking the smoke from it.
Backlash says Dutch trucks more so. Jay says, I think I know what setting is off. I will email you later.
Okay. Yes, 19.
Just 19. Chris says, Firefly, so if you need to replace an actuator, you have to clear the dashboard part. Triple says, I guess that you could just stick the candles on the dashboard and light them.
I don't want to damage my dashboard.
Firefly says, the sensors either fail or
the servos either fail.
Either fail or the doors.
Oh yeah, the doors. They did that in the older cars too, but they were easy to take care of.
And it says, yep, base model, no options, inline 6, 3 on the 3, original engine, 50K all day across the country.
Well, we're going to have to think about that because I think we're going to be working with Thunderbird 1968 to start sending cars up to Vancouver. We're setting up the shipping right now with the shipping company.
Yeah.
We're waiting for him to tell us how much it's going to be to send a container up there. I'm expecting it to be a high number.
Fernando says, Bowfly, agree, given all truck, everything accessible under the hood.
Well, the Mexican trucks, there's nothing extra. There's the engine. There's no smog equipment. There's nothing. All you have is the engine to work on.
Kevin Smith says, house with heating cabin in Volkswagen also.
Yeah, but smoke comes off a lit candle. So what do you do with that?
Jay says Midwest. Firefly says, yep, driveway, especially if you have his climate temperature control.
Yeah.
And it says east of Rockies, straight north from you.
Okay, so you're in the middle.
And Chris says, the Firefly, they need to go back to the old mechanically operated flaps. The one that
with a cable. Yeah. Why they got away from that, I don't know.
Ford says, was it 710 fuel injection?
Oh no fuel injection. It didn't even have the same engine that they used in the U.S. It was the J series small overhead valve 4-cylinder.
Kevin Smith says, hey, work. One says, oh, muchas gracias for the Fox bodies. Haven't looked yet, and give me a minute. Be right back.
Okay. I'm glad I rushed to give them to you 2 days later. 2 days after.
Kevin Smith says, the Uno is from Albert's area.
Alberta. That's Alberta.
Chris says, I've heard that you absolutely don't want to ship anything through the port in Montreal.
That's on the East Coast.
Tribble says you're driving around with little candles and you're worried about the dashboard Mexican
Yes. I don't want to damage
with
my
lit
car.
candles.
Yes. No, I wasn't doing it. Kevin was doing it. I said
Don't you blame
I said I
Kevin?
don't want to do it
Don't you blame
because
Kevin
of my
for?
dashboard.
Don't you blame Kevin for what you're doing?
I didn't do anything.
I
He
saw
was it
you
was his
doing it.
idea.
No, I saw you doing it. And Kevin says, not a problem for us smokers.
Oh, great.
Val-
Wonderful.
Valfly says the old feedback servos work just fine, but they changed them to simple geared motors, using current sensing to find the stops. This means they deadhead the servos every time to find zero. Firefly says strains the plastic flaps until they break.
Perfect design.
Kevin Smith says typing is tough tonight.
We're understanding what you're typing.
Firefly says cheaper to make and all that crap. Tribble says, have you ever seen one of those Volkswagen gasoline heaters, Kevin?
I mean, the one designed to work in the Volkswagen.
Firefly says, must be those scars on your fingertips, Kevin. Kevin says, my buddy used candles, not Kev.
Oh, okay.
Chris says, disable it. Evers, Specker heaters, supposedly they work great, but used up a lot of gas.
That I don't know. See, you had a Volkswagen that didn't have a gas gauge, and then you put that in there, so you can calculate when you drive it how much gas you're using, and then you turn on the heater, and then you're using gas out of the same tank. So how do you not run out of gas all the time?
Kevin says, yep. And then they say metal dashboards and Volkswagen candle not gonna hurt a thing and feeds freezing.
Okay, we've had Volkswagens, Kevin. They're like an inch wide, if that. So they put a candle like that right at the windshield. I don't know. I don't think I would do that. I have a rag in my hand when I need to see out the windshield. I just clean it. That works. Why are you sitting like that?
Comfy. Also, I get to look at you in the face without you giving me a weird look.
I don't give you weird looks. Where'd you ever get that idea? Chris says those early Beetles had a 1 gallon reserve tank. When the engine sputtered, you flipped the handle to switch to the reserve tank. Oh, I'd love to drive a car like that. I would probably stall it and then switch it to the reserve, and then it would take time to get the gas back up there, and I'd be freezing to death in the meantime.
Where?
Kevin said the candle thing was 40 years ago. That's like yesterday, Kevin.
So was this a bunch of birthday candles?
Tiny little birthday candles all along.
How about a menorah?
I would think that at nighttime the flame would reflect off the windshield and not let you see through the windshield.
Yeah. Actually, Ford says, explain the gasoline heater, please. Jay says, cool duster.
It really is. The interior is not as nice as the outside, but that dark green looks really good on the car. And that car is in the state. Never mind, not this one. The green one before was in the state where the port is in Veracruz, so it's not that far to drive it to have it shipped off. No, you have a trash can over there.
Hold on. Bellfly says, I remember when it was minus 20 Fahrenheit out. My heater core failed, so I stuck a Coleman catalytic tent heater in the back floorboard and fought with internal fogging/icing problem. It was work. Trebole says, I wish that they made brand new 1970 Beetles. I'd for sure buy one.
How many you want? There's some really, really clean low mile cars here, and they're 1968s basically. Basically the same car.
Kevin Smith says Volkswagen had gasoline heater back in the old days.
What color you want, Stray Bullet? Send me an email. I'll get you one.
Pablo Campos says Volkswagen got a gas gauge in 1963. Last reserve tank was 1962.
That's assuming the gas gauge works in the newer ones. Can't even get a gas gauge to work in a Ford.
Hmm.
Chris says to Stray Bullet, I bet a lot of people would buy one. They sold the modern equivalent of about $14,000.
Kevin Smith says I always stir up confusion. Shrivelous says I want it to be under warranty, basically.
Not necessary. There's nothing in the car to go wrong. Chris, when I got here to Mexico, a brand new Volkswagen Beetle was about 70,000 pesos. So the exchange rate, let's figure it was probably about $4,000 for a brand new car.
Juno says, yeah, all three of those Fox notchbacks are pretty nice. Any Fox Mustangs or 70s/80s big three pickups are either built up and restored or an insane price, or so rusted that you need to spend more to build it.
Well, then that's probably what we're going to be concentrating on with Thunderbird. I also have another guy up there in Vancouver that wants to start buying cars. I sent him an email yesterday. He hasn't answered me unless he lost interest in it. But yeah, we may start doing that as soon as we get the shipping taken care of and see how much it is. It's really hard to find cheap pickups here because there's two things that's really hard to wrestle out of a Mexican's hand. One is their pickup truck, and the other is a first generation Mustang. None of those go cheap here.
Or says, any 429 Tibbers, just wonder.
No, there are no big block anything in Mexico unless it was brought in after the fact. They didn't sell anything big block here.
Chris says, and you didn't stock up on them, so you'd have plenty to sell us now? Such a lack of forethought.
Chris, they would not be in good condition considering I don't have inside storage sitting in front of my house for 25 years. Other people have taken care of them. I could go to their house, buy them, and deliver them, which is what I do now. That's what my business is. There's a lot of really, really clean 2000 models, 2001 models that can be sent, and they have fuel injection, they have front disc brakes. They're the safest ones, as safest you could get, and they're clean, just like they rolled out of the showroom off the showroom floor. Or we could take one and rebuild it, have it put a brand new engine, brand new transmission, clutch, everything, new brakes and everything, and there's nothing that can go wrong. And it's a very inexpensive thing to do here.
Um,
Firefly.
Papa says, I always like the sexy Thunderbirds with the steering column that swings out of the way.
Yeah, it makes sure it locks it in park. So, which was a thing with the Fords, it would come out of park. That was a very good option.
Kevin Smith says, I kind of miss the sound of the old Beatles. Bring back memories when I hear one.
They're all around here. I hear them all the time still.
Robin Slepik is here.
Hello, Robin. Thanks for joining us.
They say, hi, how much does it cost?
Which one are you asking about?
I I I left the email for you to contact us underneath if you have questions about
Actually, change the
prices.
change the email. Put the newer email on there. Mexican Spec Real
Okay.
at Gmail. That's where I want the inquiries to come from. Mexican Spec REAL. Hello, Matt. Hello, Dennis. Thanks for joining us. Kevin Smith says, sounds like the Jetsons. Yes, those Volkswagens do, depending on their exhaust on there.
Wait, is it like real? Like REAL?
Yes, at Gmail. And Chris says to Kevin, I have a 68, and yeah, the sound is pretty cool. The smell as well, unique to those B dubs. There's all kinds of exhaust systems you can put on them that changes the sound, but I like the original. You see where Ford's next one is?
Wait. It makes it sounds like the Jetsons. Mopperden is here.
Yes, we got that. You're down at Ford, where it says I saw one here, 68.
I saw one here, 68, 429, two-door, not the funky four-door T-Bird.
I had one of those. What color was the one there? Ford. It might have been mine from Southern California. Um, and then Thunderbird 1968 is hot rodding one. He already blew up his engine and he's rebuilding it. He rebuilt it and it's back in the car.
Kevin says, few people got killed by Fords jumping into gear.
Yeah, it was really easy for it to come out of park.
Firefly says, the Mexican V-dubs are unpimped.
Yeah, they're most of them are completely stock. People are still using them as daily drivers. That's the best car to buy. A well cared for daily driver that's still being used instead of one that's been sitting for 10 years. Much better.
Kevin says, boy, that would suck. Chris says, so that's the address I should use from now on?
No, just keep using the one that you're using. That one is for people inquiring about buying cars.
Kevin Smith says, never see bills around here anymore. Chris says to Kevin, where do you live? Ford says, green dark.
Dark green, dark. Supposed to be dark green.
Kevin Smith says, Akron, Ohio.
Mine was the light green that the Thunderbirds had and the Fords had on at the time. Very common color at the time.
Trevor says, you need to use a 4 Intro 1 exhaust on a Volkswagen engine.
Well, they have the stock muffler that has the two pipes that stick out the back of the car. That's what gives you the sound. Or you could put the mufflers like the California style that go along the back and they stick out the edges. There's all kinds of exhaust systems for the Beetles to give them all these different sounds.
Kevin Smith says North Akron to be exact. Johnny C is here.
Hello, Johnny C.
And they say nice looking Ford. Kevin Smith says Old Italy. Kevin Smith says North Akron is Kathmandu.
The T, Kathmandu.
Yes, Kathmandu. Are you gonna tell him your story?
I'm gonna wait for Saturday.
Okay.
To have more regulars on here. So I figure, by then she may tell me how it happened. I don't know.
Maybe she saw a mouse.
I don't think she'd be worried about a mouse. This car on the screen here is equal to a 1978 Chevy Nova SS. In Mexico, they branded it Malibu Rally, Rallye on the grill. It's a 350, no smog, 4-speed, and it's a hatchback.
Firefly says, I remember working on a 63 Lincoln with the suicide doors. Had to fab some window switch connectors from scratch for it. Main power kill switch melted. Same model car used in the movie The Matrix.
Oh, I know the car really well. I had a 67 model, and she did not like me, and I did not like her. It was mutual.
Ford says, not pretty green, just like LTD green.
Yeah.
Chris says,
I had a 71 LTD in that color.
Chris says, the Volkswagen sound is due entirely to the stock pea shooter exhaust pipes.
Right. That's what I was talking about.
Jay says, if you are new here, please remember to subscribe. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
Kevin says, lot of Nepalian refugees moved here recently.
How are they getting into the country?
I don't know. Firefly says, fortunately, I left my rechargeable light inside the door.
Oh, I had a whole thing. I bought new window switches for it. And on that car, on that Lincoln, if you don't have every window switch in place to complete the circuit, none of them work.
Oh,
so
sucks.
You have to have, you have the whole control panel on the left door, which my car even had electric wing windows. So there was many switches that I had to buy. Cost me a lot of money. And that was the first thing they stole out of the car when it was in the storage yard. So that was a complete waste of money.
Kevin says, gotta remember to like also. Thank you, Kevin. Double says LT1 engine.
I don't know what engine's in it. What engine that was used in Mexico? It was just the 78 350.
Buddy Carafano says Buick front end on Nova.
That's how it was sold. The Nova was sold with the Buick Skylark front end on it.
Johnny says, is that a Futura, a factory manual shift? Those are such clean cars. I never paid attention to them when new. I should have.
Well, it's a Fairmont. The Futura name was never used here, but yes, factory 3-speed. In the up until 82, you had the V8 with the 3-speed manual, and in 83, for some weird reason, they offered the 3.8 liter V6 with a 4-speed manual in there.
Fireplace says, yep, Lincoln Warren sucks.
Yep. But that's not the reason I didn't like my car and she didn't like me. There was a leak underneath the intake manifold, a water leak that I could never get done. So, yeah, I'm not a Lincoln fan of those years.
Fireplace says, damn, stole your switches? Bastards.
Yeah, they were worth so much money. I should not have left them in the car. But that's why, for me, the movie Christine is a comedy. Every time the people that vandalized the car got what they deserved, that was funny as hell. Because I never caught the people that stole from me or vandalized the cars or whatever, and I would have loved to.
Kevin Smith has got to bounce y'all off to the miniature world of model car buddies.
Okay, thanks for coming, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Hope your electric's little chair can get you there.
Bobfly said, be right back. Dog has got nasty Tourette's. Nasty Tourette's. Claims the squirrels are plotting against him.
They probably are.
Bobfly has hand Christine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vilefly, it's sitting in my backyard. Is Christine's little sister. Her name is Sherry. 63 Plymouth Fury. And she's got the same attitude that Christine had.
Well, not the same attitude.
Well, no,
she doesn't
she's
hate
not,
me.
No, she's not that extreme. But when I was 16, 17, there was a girl that I liked, and my car made it very clear that she did not like her. Every time she would get in the car, something would go wrong. We would get stuck on the side of the road or something. The car had no problem with her little sister, but had a big problem with her. And the car was right. The car was absolutely right. I don't fault her for that.
Ford says, I had a Cougar 3.8 V6, terrible engine, cost me bug money.
I'll agree with you, Ford. I had a 83 Ford Mercury Capri here, sitting in the backyard, 3.8 V6 automatic. We did the engine, took the heads off and everything, put it back together, sat in the backyard for 6 months, had to take the heads off again. Car didn't even move. Yes, it was running fine before we parked it back in the backyard. But I'm glad that every Mustang in Mexico, it was an imported car from the US, but every Mustang sold in Mexico, made and sold in Mexico from 64.5 to 84, had a V8 engine under the hood. They didn't mess with the 6 cylinders, inline sixers, or 4 cylinders or anything like that. So you know what you're getting with a Mexican car, the Mexican 302. And choose the 4-speed, and it's a fun car.
Johnny C says, great memory driving a Granada with floor shift manual. My coworker brought her dad's car to work during my high school years. Jack in the box, she let me use it for a quick trip to the store.
The inline 6 with the manual, yeah, that must have been a fun car to drive.
They say, was amazed that it was a stick.
Yeah, they sold some, but not very many. Everybody wanted the automatic. I think you get better mileage with a stick shift though, because you can control the revs as you're shifting it. You don't have to rev it up really high.
Jay Weiss is here.
Hello, Jay Weiss.
They say, Max, you need to do a show of on conspiracy or mysterious to get more views. Car stuff is not that popular.
Just like Tony says, there's only so many eyes to go around. I
Yeah.
thought Mexican cars would be more popular since nobody really concentrates a channel on them. You know, hey, I see a Mexican car over there. That's about it.
Chris says, so it was a two-door Granada Gia?
I doubt it was a Gia, Chris. A Gia was the top of the line car that had would have an automatic and power windows and stuff. It was probably a base model with the inline six.
Ford says, our family owned a 59 Plymouth Fury 383 Police Interceptor engine.
That car must have been pretty powerful, but it was a car that didn't have a park lever. So 63 was the first year to use it in the Chryslers anyway. They may have had it in the Plymouths. It was funny because the bottom of the line car Valiant had a park lever. The top of the line car um, Chrysler New Yorker station wagon with air conditioning in the front and the rear and power windows and everything else. No power, no park lever. The wood block that I had in the car I got a lot of use out of it because my parents' house was on a hill, so I didn't have a choice. This was in 80, 85, 86, something like that. And I was thinking, where am I going to get the brake shoes that are on the drive shaft? Where am I going to get those in? You know, the car was 20 years old, 25 years old. Where am I going to get those? I didn't know where, so I never repaired it.
Johnny says, it was white with blue interior. Really cool memory. I was driving a 67 Camaro straight 6 manual floor shift. I was set down to have sold that car.
Johnny, I think there's one for sale in Mexico here. It's been for sale for a long time. I don't know if they still have it, but it is a Granada with a manual shift on the floor, inline six. Not in the best condition, but we can fix that. Where it is, we can put it on a train and it'll come right down here to our door. And then we can have it painted here for you. We can paint it white and put the blue interior in if you want.
Mm. Mm. JY says, what are the gas prices like in Mexico? Cheaper than the USA?
Jay, the president of the country mandated that the price of regular fuel will be 23.99 pesos per liter. Multiply that by 4 and they're 3.89 or whatever it is and then divided by the exchange rate which has gone up pretty much. Figure like 1760 and that'll tell you how much we're paying per gallon. It's a
That's
lot.
that's too much math for me.
It's a lot.
Butterfly says, okay, back. It was the dogs plotting against the dog. Spring and the Drake is on the attack. He can only nibble toes, but he makes his job seriously, though harmless.
Takes his job seriously.
Oh.
Well, that's good. All of our animals are lazy. I won't finish that.
Don't. Lazy butts? How about lazy
Okay,
butts?
yeah. I was gonna say the F word, but okay.
No. Ford says 8 gas like golfing, an 8 tank per quarter mile if you float it.
Well, yeah, that's what the car was for. Nobody was worried about how much the fuel was in 1959.
Vintage Adventure drives this year.
Hello, Tanner.
They say, hey Max and Mrs. Spec, I'm at work today, getting ready to hop on the plane tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, that's good. I hope you enjoy the plane ride. Take video out the window and every. Do you have a window seat? Take video out the window and show us the clouds and everything, and add it to the video later.
Bapla says, I tell my kid the dog is trying to sell the dog insurance.
You have a duck?
Yep.
And the dog doesn't do anything about it?
He just said the dog was plotting against the dog.
Well, it should be the other way around. The dog should be having duck a la orange.
Johnny C says, I have my stable cool at the moment with Malibu and the O5 Pony. I appreciate the offer.
Go away, mosquito. Go away.
JY says the guy's price will go up to get people in electric cars. I can see that in a few years.
Not here though. The they are making an electric car here. I don't know what it's called. The president, had them start making an electric car, just a little city car, so people will have a cheap electric car to buy. But I don't know how that's going to work because there's no infrastructure to charge them. A lot of people live in the kind of houses and apartments and stuff that they can't install a charger.
Vintage says, I don't know if I'll have a window seat or not. Just since it's an expensive option for this flight, I'll get as much footage as I can.
They're doing the same thing to us here. It's like 600 pesos to choose a seat. Like, whatever.
Jay Willis says, that's exactly what they are trying to do to us in California, Jay.
Yeah. Would you believe California is up to $8 a gallon in some areas?
Tanner says, Jamie has been sending me pictures of the scamp, and it's looking sweet. He's really dolling it up.
That's nice that he's working on it for you. And he didn't just put it out on the back nine and throw you the keys when you get there. Say good luck. That was nice of him. What's that wind outside?
Wind. But Butterfly says the dog comes at the dog like a crazed maniac, then stops and nibbles at his toes. It's amusing.
Is it a full-size duck or a small one?
Stray says,
I mean, young one.
They're going to bankrupt most people in California.
Yep, you're not going to be able to move around. I just watched a video from TK's garage, and the head of Chevron Oil Corporation or whatever they call themselves sent a letter to the California government saying that you're killing the state. What you're doing is going to drive us out of the state. We've been in the state for 140 years. We don't want to leave, so you guys better figure out what you're doing here.
Ford says in California they want to tax electric cars by mileage.
It's not electric cars, Ford. It's all cars, not just electric cars.
Vintage says Jamie just wanted another video on the car before he sells it to me.
Well, of course. That's how he makes his money. And then he'll do a video of you picking it up and make some more money.
Johnny says here in Bay Area, 6.17 for premium at Chevron.
That's even more than we're paying here, which is crazy.
Butterfly says full-size runner duck.
Oh, okay. There's a YouTuber that has a duck and a big black dog, and they play together. And he'll be sitting in a car, doing a video talking about the car, and both of them will walk up to him and want attention. Monkey Wrench Mike. Not the first duck that he's had, though. The other one met a really bad end.
Triple says, imagine how those gas prices will raise the price of everything else.
Yeah. TK showed there was a Chevron station. It was $8 and something for regular, and it went up from there. It could have been up in the hills or out in the desert or something, someplace where it's always high, but $8 per gallon.
Firefly says everything in California is illegal. You just don't know it.
They know it. They don't care. Everything's dangerous too.
Tanner says, I better get some money out of this deal. I'll have to start putting work into my channel again, though.
Yes.
Ford says, our utilities have doubled since 2022, the electric rates.
Yeah, and for us, it's the same kind of thing. We don't really notice the rate itself, but how much we're paying, because the electric bill comes and it has a graph on the back how much we used last year at the same time. But the water company has a minimum that you have to pay even if you don't use any water, and that's what keeps going up because we never use enough to get over the minimum, but that keeps going up, and everything else is going up too. My medication went up, everything in the store went up.
Máneme.
Now with the tariffs that have been suspended, I wonder what's going to happen here because, for example, when I buy my stuff to make spaghetti, there is Kraft Parmesan cheese in the bigger container, and that's like 150 pesos. The store brand Walmart is 86 pesos for exactly the same size, exactly the same product. And I'm thinking the Kraft is because of the tariffs. They have to pay the tariffs coming into Mexico. And then I was looking for the Kraft macaroni and cheese in the little boxes they used to have here. They don't have it here anymore. They just have a horrible Mexican brand, and it was horrible.
Was it?
Yeah, the cheese didn't taste anything like Kraft.
Well, it
And
would because it's not.
right, so they don't even sell it anymore here, probably because of the tariff that they had to pay to bring it in. So I wonder with the suspension of the tariffs, what's going to happen here. Because the tariffs were suspended, my client did not pay any tariffs on the truck that he just bought from us. Because he's in Ohio, he paid $400, 400 and something dollars to the customs agent for all the fees, the port fee and everything. And he's in Ohio getting his license plates and title right now, and that's all he paid. No tariff required.
Um, Barclays Water Corruption Department. JY says, where do you go for holidays? Some nice places in Mexico. Thinking of the movie The Heartbreak Kid.
I don't go to any tourist places in Mexico. I don't like tourists.
I mean, we do go to Mazatlan, but Mazatlan is touristic.
Well, not really anymore because people are too scared to go there.
But it is.
Who was it that was it you, Steve Andrews, that wanted an 81 Town and Country wagon that is on the screen right now? Who wanted this 81 Town and Country?
Ford says my water is $78 a month flat rate.
Wow. I guess we're going to stop complaining about $15 a month.
The plumber's here.
Let me see.
Why is it? One minute, guys. Mm, yeah, so let the plumber in to check a leak. Hold on. Mm, Cracker Barrel box macaroni and cheese is the best. We only have um we have a Mexican brand here. We don't even have Kraft macaroni and cheese anymore because of the taxes. What should I say? He had a story to tell, but he says he's gonna say it on Saturday. So I should have paused the videos, but I'm stuck. I have a cat in my lap. But it's like so much water. One of these days, the wife will be away, and I'll have the huge dog dinner waiting. Fair. I don't know if I like dogs. I heard that they are very nasty sometimes, like when breeding and stuff. So I don't know if I like dogs. I mean, they're cute as fuck, obviously, but I don't know. I heard they have some nasty habits. Hmm. Jay was checking or going for a leak. He brought in the plumber to check on a leaky pipe. Ford says I have a bunch of cats, too many. I used to have a bunch of cats. It's just too much. Now I only have 3 cats. No, that's not code. That's what he's doing. Chris says swans can be super nasty. Yeah, they can be super nasty. Ducks are filthy. Mm, I guess. Well, I guess animals that need water constantly can be filthy, like pigs. They need water. And hi, Oscar.
Plumber's gonna make a hole in the cement out there.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, he doesn't know
Leak is.
where the leak is.
Okay, let me check
It's
for
gonna
the
make some
mixes.
noise, but
Mm. So what is this Cracker Barrel box macaroni and cheese is the best. We don't even have Kraft macaroni and cheese anymore.
no.
Balfour says cheese is one thing I don't want to make from scratch. I'll brew beer and make instead. I can't imagine how much cheese making would stink up the house. I guess it
Did you
depends
wait
on
for
the.
me?
Not really.
Because I
Uh,
don't see any of those up here.
uh, it depends on the type of cheese that you're making, darling. Balfour says wait until you have ducks. Uh, as to Fort Rules. JY says any McDonald's in Mexico. They are everywhere. Um, Ford
Is he
says
asking?
no. This is a question. Ford says sorry, $68 a month, not
Hmm.
78. Still a lot. Jay says Miss Beck talk to us. I was talking. Butterfly says dogs waste so much water. One of these days, the wife will be away, and I'll have a huge dog dinner waiting. JY says checking or going for a leak. That's for you.
Hmm?
Checking or going for a leak.
The drainage is leaking. There's there's water coming up like through the cement where the cement from the backyard meets the wall of the house, and he doesn't know where it's coming from, so he has to make a hole there to see where the drainage pipes.
Um, Ford says I have a bunch of cats. Too many. Jay,
Faster, because I have to.
Jay says that goes from Spec. Chris says swans can be super nasty. Buffa says dogs are filthy animals. Mix mud and crap into any water source.
Mm-hmm.
Stray Bullet says dogs are filthy. Joy says mighty ducks. I saw that movie. I liked it. Jay, do you saw the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Jay says I thought you said he was taking a leak.
No, there is a leak.
Let me close the window.
He's got to tear up the cement now, so there's going to make even more of a mess. JY is fun. He's doing a number two. Haha.
Oh, that's not the right one.
No.
Ask him if
Chris says, will he be using explosives? No.
Ask him if he's picking it up the microphone.
Well, we don't have to ask. Now he stopped, of course.
Oh.
No, Chris, he's not using explosives. He's using whatever he's using out there.
Oh.
Yes, it's picking it up.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm sure you guys can hear that.
Jay West is fun. He's doing a number two. Chris says, will he be using explosives?
Hello, unfinished.
Unfinished project here. Ford says, Mexican Spec and wife. Gotta bug out. Might be back.
Okay, Ford.
Jay West says, use that Glen 20 and WD 40.
For what?
Profile says if you have a male duck, Drake, around chickens, you need 2 female ducks, or a few chickens will have a lethal sexual experience. Yep, that's why I don't like ducks. Chris says I think our water bill is about 17 a month. They only bill us about every 3 months.
Oh, okay.
Granddad's junk is here.
Hello, Granddad's junk.
They say, God damn, ex brother, how's it going?
It's going. You can hear it going outside.
Triple A says that's going to be expensive. No, it's the owner of the house is fixing it. We rent. We
Yeah,
don't. We don't.
it's their responsibility.
Chris is Granddad's junk. Hey Tony, miss you over at Kiwis Live.
And it wouldn't be expensive anyway, even if we were paying for it.
I don't know what Jay was talking about. And Fresh Produce says, did y'all's fuel prices go up?
No, it's the
A
pre
set rate.
the president mandated a certain amount here, and we're not affected by any of that over there anyway.
Brandless Junk says, good day, Mixie. I've been very busy. I missed my usual lives this week. Jay White says, that's a sick noise, bro. Yeah, it's a drill against the cement. A drill? Yeah.
I don't think it's a drill. It's a
It's not a jackhammer.
yeah.
I don't think it's a jackhammer.
That's what they use to break up cement.
Could be a drill.
He doesn't want to put holes in it. He wants to break it up.
Anyway, Baffa says there's an 8-10 warthog attacking. Strawberry says it's still going too expensive, not for us though. Hammer drill. Yeah, hammer drill.
What do you think would be expensive, Stray Bullet?
Strawberry says a hammer drill probably. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the all the way up. The sound.
Sorry. Baffa can play popcorn. We'll talk over it.
I was gonna. He says I need to open up here. I'm like, right now, right now. But yeah, they're gonna do some stuff on the roof and try to seal it again, but because the owner of the house has a handyman that will come in and do things, and he's tried to do it for the last I don't know 5 years. Every year he comes in and he puts a coat of something on the roof, but it always leaks. So they're finally hired somebody that can actually do it, and we have our fingers crossed that it's actually gonna not leak in the house this time.
Yeah. Uh, Chris says sounds like the old Fisher Price toy barn when you'd open the door.
I don't remember that.
I don't know what you're talking about, so I wouldn't know. Chevrolet says having a plumber come to my house. That's what I think would be expensive. No,
That's not the case here in Mexico.
no,
No.
they don't have to have a permit here like
No,
they
it's
do
not
over
that.
there.
They just don't charge lots of money.
Butterfly says lots of extremists getting mowed down out there. Chevrolet says sounds like a great noise for a car horn.
I don't know how you would recreate that for a car horn though. Like that better? How what you would need to make that sound?
Butterfly says I remember the Fisher Price barn.
I don't. Why would it make a noise opening the door?
I don't know.
The clicking or something?
Maybe like
I'm afraid to go out and look because he's our gas tank is right there. My car is right there too. My dart. I'm kind of worried.
my plan.
Yeah, I put the plant on the car.
Thank you.
Louder voice for sure. I can talk in a louder voice.
No.
You better not be damaging the pipes. Go back here.
Well, he'll fix it if he does.
Yeah, well maybe not right away.
Brenda Young says, not sure what's going on. It's weird.
They're breaking up some cement in the backyard to try to find a leak. It's not on the inlet, not on the water coming into the house. It's the drainage. Like when we wash dishes in the sink because it's right outside the kitchen.
Oh, we have a competition. I see.
What?
There's this guy, and then there's another guy grinding metal.
Oh, This is why we don't do lives in the middle of the day.
Stripoli says they're skilled surgeons here. That's how they charge anyway.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what things would cost here. Like, people say come into Judge Judy. Hey, I took my animal to the vet and the bill was $1,700. What could a vet possibly do to run up a $1,700 bill? I think the most we paid, I don't know. Well, when the cat died, it was like 7,000 pesos. But she had stayed there for a while we were out buying a car. With they kept her
It was
there.
two animals at the time, I
Yeah,
think.
all kinds of medicine, and then she died, and then she was cremated, and then they made a box for her, and so that was all included.
And
But that was
burn.
that was only like $370. I don't see how they could run up a bill 1,700.
Butterfly says the noise that
Hey, that
the
included a
pechocha,
huh?
pechocha.
No, that included an X-ray,
Yeah.
which is what they charge a lot of money for.
Butterfly says that the noise that the barn door noise makes is supposed to be a moo.
Oh well, this stuff doesn't sound like a moo.
Um, Tribuli says, luckily I'm a skilled plumber myself, so I don't need to call one. J-Way says, sounds like a 57 Chevy barn find, opening the door. Butterfly says, nope, your voice is fine. Could tell you got closer to the mic.
Good. I'll keep doing that.
Chris says, well, if you hear him swear and then see him running away from the house, consider going outside sooner rather than later.
Well, as long as he doesn't get blood on my floor, we're fine.
George Homan says he probably won't have any pipes left when he's done.
This is on the drainage side, so we're gonna see.
Tribble says, I never see one of those. Chris says, seriously, the pet insurance is a thing now here.
That's something I won't understand.
Firefly says, vets are crook half the time.
I bet they are. I mean, what they charge for an animal should it doesn't make any sense to me. Luckily we're friends with most of the vets around here.
J-Way says, give them a hand next.
Not my department.
Firefly says, oh yeah, pet insurance, you got. Strebole says, oh, they can rack up the charges.
Yes, but it doesn't make any sense. $100 for this, $300 for that. Nothing they do is worth that. Nothing. Where do they get those amounts?
Mm.
Hope they don't think their time is worth $150 an hour. Where'd you go, dog?
Ah,
Oh, he's right underneath me.
you have a mosquito on your leg.
Do
Yeah.
I don't see it. Everything's dark in here.
Yeah.
If the guy needs me, he'll call me.
Phil Paula.
Yep, that's what they do.
Dios mío. Butterfly says, always go to the small bets. The large ones got large for a simple reason. That's money. Management success training.
Well, we went to Mrs. Spec's family has a vet office, but and we went there. Not nice people at all.
No.
They all had attitudes, and that rubs me the wrong way, and they get it right back. So we ended up going right back to our vet. He just happens to be across town, which is why we didn't go there in the first place. But we're just gonna go there. I mean, how long have we known Gonzalez since we first got here, right? Which was like probably been about 25 years now. Because he used to work at a local one that's close to me here, and then he and his wife opened up their own, and they've had their own for these 12, 13, 14 years now, something like that. So yeah, that's the way it works.
Um, Triple says it's more difficult to become a veterinarian than it is to become most types of human doctors.
I don't think that's true. How many years do you have to go to school to be a veterinarian?
Four.
To become a doctor, it's 20 years with all the training and internship and everything else.
Brenda Young says, Chris, I see Kiwi got the Brimo. He's happy.
Rims. It should be rims, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, since Buff and Kim now come on an hour later, that gives me the chance to be on Kiwis Live for the first hour. And he knew we were going to be on today. He said he was going to put it on probably, but we'll see.
Chris says, Brenda Young, yeah, he was hoping you'd stop by the chat so he could let you know. Biofly says, air for breathing, $5. Yawning, $5. Cage rental, 30. Bed rental, 15. Missed appointment charge, 50. Chris says, no, Remo is a species of wood only in New Zealand.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a typo. Biofly, that's pretty cheap for air.
Biofly says, nickel and dime strategy equals management success training. Bob Del Campo says, Kiwi is on Thursdays too?
No, he's only on Tuesday. Only on Tuesday. We're not going to tell him that he's allowed to be on more than once a week. We didn't plan this, by the way. We didn't plan all this noise. We didn't know this guy was coming. I mean, we didn't know this guy was going to be here.
Strobel says 8 years to become a veterinarian.
That's way too long. It's nowhere near that here. But the veterinarian has a much more difficult job because he has to know dogs and cats and birds and rats and snakes and everything else that's going to come through that door. Gerbils, guinea pigs. He has to know it all. Oh, look who's here.
Hey, Dean.
Hello, Dean.
Dean says, waiting for my tailgate to be repaired before afternoon loading here in New Zealand. I'm happy to look at front drive GM compacts.
Is that a euphemism, Dean? Getting your tailgate repaired? Did you sit on something? Is there something that shouldn't be in there?
Butterfly says they tried selling management success training to us at the shop. We told him to have intercourse himself. Granda's Junk says it's always difficult. All the lives are on our daytime juggling work and watching is tricky when things are going on.
Yeah.
Dean
We
says,
we just did this as an experiment because Jay keeps he keeps doing lives and he gets a bunch of views and a bunch of subs and everything. So I guess we're not as exciting as he is.
Dean says I was like an 18.5 because Kiwi. Stray says horses, cows, sheep. Chris says to Granda's Junk, well, it's your own fault for putting your country on the other side of the planet.
Yep. And in a different time zone.
Dean says only when I'm in there, Mexican Spectre. Dean, we apologize for the noise. They're working on a pipe.
They're tearing up my cement in the backyard. I hope it doesn't get too big because I can't move that car.
Stray Bullet says, what could go wrong with a tailgate?
If it's a newer vehicle, Stray Bullet, they're all electric. They go down softly. They go up by themselves. They have all kinds of electrics. Maybe it won't open. All kinds of stuff these days.
Or maybe it's the one that opens like halfway and then the entire way.
Yeah. Or maybe his step thing didn't work, so he can't step up onto it.
Chris says, well, maybe if you build your own replica car, you'll get more viewers. May I recommend a Ferrari?
No thanks. I don't want to have anything to do with Ferrari. I
I
didn't I didn't like them when I was a kid, and I certainly don't like them now.
Chevrolet says what? I did told them that we should continue we should embrace the what our viewers want to see and we should follow the food channel but he doesn't want to.
Yeah, everybody wants to talk about food on the lives.
Granda says, "You're right, Chris. I wanted peace and quiet. I may have to get a fish hook and drag out our country towards the U.S."
You're gonna have to pass right by here, Granddad. Right by, I mean, right by me, because I'm on the west coast of Mexico. You have to pass right by here.
Papa says, "Time for me to get dinner started. Torn between meat, marinated stew meat, or pork chops."
Either will be good.
Yeah. Dean
Either
says,
sounds good.
Dean says, "I did cement work for seismic retrofitting for 20 years. I kind of like the noise."
Okay, we'll see you later, Vilefly. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for being here, Butterfly. Table says electric tailgates? That's crazy.
Yeah, how could they expect anybody to lower or raise a tailgate all by themselves? Why would they?
Chris is the kind that's junk. You don't want to do that. Welcome to you.
Stop that.
No.
It's your fault.
Why is it my fault? Brenda Junk says, sweet as brother top look. Butterfly says, later I'll enjoy the bird. It's only an 8 dance practicing. Joel says, who's buying these trucks that needs an electric tailgate?
Every new truck has that.
Yeah.
And the GMC has a tailgate that folds down two different ways.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about.
You can fold it down fold the tailgate down and then put another part of the tailgate down as a stepping stool to get in. Jeez. Nobody. The question is nobody. Nobody needs that. The answer is nobody needs it, but they buy it anyway because it's in there.
Chris says, Butterfly, I thought it was an AMG 42.
I'm afraid to go outside. I wonder how bad the leak is and where it's coming from.
Nothing. Ay.
Oh,
¿Y para qué más me está poniendo?
it wasn't on very much.
Ah. Ah.
It was only on by a sliver.
Chris says he ran out of concrete to drill down.
That's what I'm afraid of.
True.
Because that's where my car is. My car's sitting right there too.
Chevrolet says that's probably why I'm 60 and still strong as a mule. I just have a regular tailgate.
Yep. As long as it stays regular. That's their plan, Buff. They want it to fail, and they don't want you to fix it.
Yep.
And if your tailgate fails, the truck may not start at all because everything's intertwined and interconnected.
How are you gonna drive if your tailgate doesn't work?
If your tailgate is up, it shouldn't be a thing. But everything fails. Everything's interconnected.
But it's impossible for you to drive if your tailgate doesn't work.
Right. 88 Chrysler Phantom 5-speed manual. Ooh.
I got my balance distance.
Yeah. That's good.
How many more weekends do I get this month? One more.
Buff, in 2 years,
more.
your car's going to have a big birthday. 50 years old.
Buffett says that's why I drive a 48-year-old car.
Right. And in 2 years, it'll have its 50th birthday.
Chris says tailgate. Modern cars will start when a tailgate fails. Tail light fails. Sorry, tail light. Mark Sobe's here.
Hello, Mark. You just missed all the noise.
Well, it's not over yet. Chris says, "Oh, I like that Chrysler Phantom."
A nice looking car. The 5-speed manual makes it
Is Joey in here?
bright. No,
Oh.
bright red interior in a dark red car. And that shows you it's actually a Phantom, not an import.
Where's
The dog's under here, and he's got the hair covering his eye like that, just like the kid. Yes, yes, Mark, noise. They're carrying up some concrete in the backyard to try to find a leak. You know, if he doesn't put the concrete back in there, we can't get a washing machine in here.
That's fair.
That's going to be difficult. Suburban time. 350 V8 with a 4-speed manual. The best kind. Now he's under you.
Oh, that's not good.
Don't move the chair. Buenas tardes, Cop Car Steve. We're dead.
Hey, Coca Steve.
So what's going on, Steve? You driving your Mustang yet?
Which?
Witch? I'm not a witch.
Aguanta.
I'd be a warlock.
No, you can be a witch.
No, I'm not a witch.
Aguanta. Which port in the West Coast would you like to arrive to?
Well, usually they go to San Diego or to Long Beach. Long Beach would be preferable. You're not going to read them, so I have to read them.
Sí.
Cop Car Steve. Oh, my bragging of no snow finally came to haunted. In the greater Vancouver area, we got hit. You have snow? In March? It's 90 freaking degrees here. Yes, Granddad, this is an experiment that it didn't work, so we're not going to do this anymore. It's supposed to go onto the feed on YouTube, so people that don't subscribe can see what we're doing, but hasn't really worked.
Sorry, Long Beach or what?
San Diego or Long Beach? I prefer Long Beach. Prefer Long Beach. Tell them it's preferred to go to Long Beach because it's a little farther, a little closer to Los Angeles. The transport company doesn't have to go so far south. Okay, Buff. I'm sure you'll know I'll be there. Everybody else has to be there too on Buff's Live tonight.
Yes. It's mandated.
Cop Car Steve, do you want to go? You want to go trade? You'll come up here. I'll go down there. No thanks. No, I'm fine where I am. I can deal with the heat. Now we're stuck in a room with the door closed because the guy's outside tearing up the cement. Buff, what time are you going to be on? Have you put up the thumbnail yet?
Sorry, guys, I'm sending an email.
Because I'm sure Buddy's going to run over there and be first. Oh, I need my zapper. There's a mosquito that's taunting me. Maybe he's not on live chat, Stray Bullet, but he might have left already anyway.
Oh.
Buff to
Oh.
see Stray Bullet.
No, no tenemos razón social, ¿verdad?
No, personal. Okay, Mark. I gave my dog a bath yesterday. He's underneath the chair here. I only cut half of his hair off, so he's not really happy with me. Although he has some hair falling over his right eye, so he looks exactly like my son now. My son does that. Steve, right now lives give me watch hours. I'm trying to get up to 3,000 watch hours so I could get the monetization of super chats and there's one other thing that it gives you. And then if you get another 1,000 on top of that if you get to 4,000, then they'll allow you to participate in the ad program to try to make pennies. But I hope my channel is going to grow, and more people are going to be interested in Mexican cars. And I really should be putting out different videos like all of the Fairmonts and stuff like that, showing all of the stuff. But my long videos, well, not long, but the videos that are not on the shorts only get like 50, 60 views compared to 700, 800 or 1,000 on the shorts. So I'm putting everything on shorts right now. Yes, you have to have 1,000. I think you have to have 1,000 subs and then the watch time as well. But yesterday on Tony's live, he was Dr. Art did a video about the dragster they're working on, and he titled the video "What's wrong with your rear end?" or something wrong with your rear end, at the rear end, and he said he put it for a lot of different countries. So they dubbed it in Japanese, they dubbed it in Spanish, they dubbed it in a whole bunch of things, and he's at 275,000 views on that video. So he's got, he says he's going to make about $3,000 on that one video.
Josh and Chris confirmed you need 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Coca says, well, for me, I'm just doing this for fun. I'm gonna have to keep welding to pay the mortgage.
Well, eventually, the goal, if you're putting in a lot of work into YouTube and putting the videos out there, it'd be nice if they could pay a little bit back.
Liv says watch time matters too.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing the lives for the watch hours.
Glenn Nickerson's here.
Hello, Glenn Nickerson.
Glenn says, how many do you need to be demonetized?
All of them. I have to get rid of all of them. I don't think my videos are offensive.
I do swear a bit too much.
Tony said he was so jealous last night because all of the videos that he has done on the dragster don't even add up to the one video that Art did on it. But now I want to look to see how you have the video go out to other countries. How do you do that? Because he had it dubbed in Japanese, which is probably, something, it's probably where he got a lot of his views from. Because I doubt it's from Mexico.
Triple says 3K. Garcia says, well, I'm up to 115 subscribers and my average shorts are getting around 900 views. And I just cracked a total of 20,000 views on my channel.
Mm-hmm. If you keep doing shorts, people will keep subscribing. But that's not going to translate to them watching your longer videos, as I found out.
Triple says, oh, no, Grande says nothing wrong with that, Steve. Triple says, I don't think you could make that much money.
Yeah, it depends on how many views and how you have the ads set on that on that video.
Liv says the more likes you get, the more your video is shown to the people.
Yeah, that helps too. But look at Uncle Tony. He has almost 500,000 subscribers, and he'll get 30,000 views on a video. Where's the other 470,000 people that his video goes out to?
Olive is here.
Hello, Olive.
And they say, hey, Mexican steak and all.
I mean, the subs really don't mean anything because his viewers definitely are not watching his videos. Definitely not. Definitely not.
I guess he found the pipe.
I hear drainage. Let me go see what he's doing.
He's sawing the pipe.
Huh? I want to go see what he's doing.
Okay, take a picture.
Just keep reading. No, it wasn't Uncle Tony that went to Japan. It was Dr. Arts, whatever his name channel is. Dr. Arts something.
Don't let the dog out.
Walk inside.
Mr. Bull says, I don't watch all of Tony's videos. You're so rude. Chris says, honestly, I think Tony is running out of material to make videos about. Could be. Popcar Steve says, oh, my goal is just to get to 500 subscribers so I can qualify for the non nationals. Popcar Steve says, so that I do like Reverend Tony's rants because it's true. We're all getting screwed. Yeah, I mean, that's inevitable. What?
He's got it handled.
He found the pipe?
As it turns out, he didn't dig up the cement. He took part of the side of the house.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he found it, and he's gonna put a coupler on there. He's gonna put a coupler on there and then fix the other one that's out in front too.
Trevor doesn't watch all of Tony's videos. Chris says, honestly, I think Tony's running out of material to make videos about. Popcar Steve says, oh, my goal is just to get to 500 subscribers so I can qualify for the non-national. Popcar Steve says, I do like Reverend Tony's rant because it's true. We're all getting screwed.
Chris, did you see Tony's latest video about AI and why he changed what he's doing on his channel? He explained all that. It's not that he's running out. It's that what the videos that he was putting out, nobody's watching, so he has to change what he does to get people to watch him.
Josh Roman says, Dr. Arts Hot Rod Rehab.
There you go. That's what it is.
Believe says, there are hardcore car people in Japan. This much is certain.
Yep.
Olive says, hey, Drive and DIY and Josh and everyone. Believe says, I haven't watched Uncle Tony's latest. I have it queued up.
Yeah, he was talking about AI, and they're putting out so many AI videos about cars that's taking eyes away from the real people that are making the videos, and so all of the views go down for everybody. So it's going to be a fight to get people to watch. But I thought more people would be interested in Mexican cars than they are. I'm getting close to 2,500 subs on my YouTube channel.
EFOG is here.
Hello, EFOG.
Chris says, I did see his latest video right before I came here. Haven't had the time to digest it.
Yeah, there's a lot of AI stuff out there. That's for sure. There was a channel, Fusion Kid, I think, was doing this. They were taking pictures, like from Woodstock in '69 and stuff, and AI would animate the pictures. but AI only knew what was in the picture. So when the girls or the people walked past a car that we know what the back end should look like, AI didn't. They didn't know AI didn't know what kind of car it was, and the AI created some kind of weird thing. Like the weirdest thing I saw was they walked past a Volkswagen van, and AI put extra fenders on the rear and fins going out the back. It was the weirdest looking thing, and there's no way that the van was like that. So yeah, it's obvious on car stuff when it's AI.
Glenn says, I trash AI so much that I know the machines are coming after me.
Well, if we don't see you again, Glenn, we'll know what happened.
Trevor says, US cars enthusiasts are getting old.
There's new ones too.
Chris says, I'm so sick and tired of AI. It's making my job an absolute nightmare.
Are you fighting against it or what?
Mark is back.
Where'd you go? Did he leave at the same time I did?
I don't know. Brenda says the machines are raising self-learning and awareness computers will push us out of competition. What I also heard is that the new generation, the people that are like pre-teens and teenagers right now, what they're doing, the way that they're using AI is like they're talking to like the I forgot the name of the system, but they're talking to the AI. They're asking them questions, right? And when the AI gives them the answer, they're like, "No, you're wrong. That's not the answer." And when the AI is trying, like, "Oh, it's not the answer. Well, let me try and see if I can answer." And they just like, "No, no, that's not the answer." And they're just fighting with the AI until the AI disengages. So they're just messing with the AI so bad.
Well, Granddad, we don't have any machines in our house, like a computerized refrigerator or anything that can come after us. So I think we're safe here.
Focusy says, my wife showed me a video of AI and it said that Trump was after Venezuela for the oil, so then he has enough oil to attack Iran. Conspiracy or truth?
You
Mark
won't know until much later if that's a conspiracy or the truth.
Mark says, I had to give one of our dogs a quick bath, rinse from the mud.
Oh, okay.
Olive says, it is not so much the artificial intelligence I fear so much as the overwhelming quantities of artificial stupidity. Stable says AI can't fix Mexicans' plumbing.
Nope, but a Mexican plumber can. Yeah, he tore apart part of that wall of the house, and he found it, and he's fixing it. He's gonna put a coupler on there, and then he's gonna fix the one in the front.
Stable got his conspiracy.
Well, these days people can post anything on the internet, and then somebody else will pick it up and say, "Hey, I got it from here, so it's true," and then it just keeps going down and keeps rolling downhill. So what the problem is going to be like in the next election, you're going to see a picture of something you don't know if it's real or not. They're not going to show it to you real close, so it's going to be really hard to see if it's AI or not.
Podcast says there is a show in 1980s called Maximum Overdrive where the machines turn against humanity. It was really funny.
Yeah, and pretty stupid because if a car is coming after you, you step to the side. You don't run, you step to the side. The car cannot maneuver like you can. That was the one that had the clown face on the front of the big rig, isn't it? Yeah, I think it was. Olive says you don't need a conspiracy theory when there are obvious ulterior motives. Well, Trump himself wouldn't get the oil anyway, so I don't know what he's doing it for then.
Mark says, like the answering machines in The Simpsons, it deployed four thin legs with wheels to leave. Homer grabbed it and broke the legs off.
Exactly. They think they're so smart.
Triple says, oh boy, now the house wall needs to be fixed.
Yeah, but that's better than tearing up the whole cement and having the car fall through the ground.
Police says, in the morning, the executioner reads his newspaper and eats breakfast. Then he looks at his watch and says to his wife, all right, it's time to head off.
Ha ha ha.
Um, Augustus says, what about the guy who took the soda can to the nuts and then took a soda can to the forehead out of the pot machine?
The pop machine. Well, is there anything in the pop machine that would propel the can out? That would be a no. There's no spring in there. There's no nothing. So that wouldn't happen.
Glenn Nicholson says send $1 to 1-800 Happy Guy.
It's never 1-800, Glenn. It's 1-900.
Deleted it. It says we never get the oil in the wars for oil. The oil of oligarchs get more profits.
How does that help Trump?
Beverly says my neighbor found out last week when he almost tried jumping in front of my 700-pound truck.
7,000-pound truck.
Nothing. Mark says yes. Maximum Overdrive was the movie with the rig that had the goblin face on the front.
Oh, it's a goblin. Okay, looked like a clown to me, but same thing.
Of course, it says what do you have to be sorry, what do you have to be a realist? I can't say that word. And rain on my parade of stupidity.
I don't know. It's kind of like what I do.
Yeah.
You can ask Mrs. Spec about that.
Yep. He doesn't support my dreams.
What dreams?
I have dreams. Why can't I be a werewolf? I want to be a werewolf.
I don't need to answer that.
Glenn says, oops, sorry. Alex says, Trump is supported by the oil oligarchs, including Putin, who most wants higher oil prices.
I don't see how that would benefit Trump, since the whole country would turn against him.
Why are you scratching so much?
I don't know.
Did you get bitten by a mosquito?
No. I'm taking skin off.
Alex says they don't want us to get more oil. They want to get more money for less. Surrender says, good, you're still on. Had to cook dinner.
Good. What are we having? You have enough for all? How many are here? 15 people, 16 people. You got enough for everybody? FedEx can get it to them pretty quickly.
Did I hurt your name?
Nobody knows my name.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
No, you can't go out.
The crazy neighbor is calling Mr. Spec. Hold on. Oh my god. I hate that guy. He's so annoying. What do you want it?
He won a mirror and he wanted to sell it to me for 70 pesos.
Sell it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A mirror.
A mirror.
Okay.
No, I am busy in here.
He probably stole it somewhere. Caucasus says, just stop shaving your legs. You can start there. What? Oh, it says, we're trying hard to turn against Trump anyway. Granda says, we are the pawns. We spend the most money and have to not say where it goes.
Exactly.
Granda says, chicken pot pie.
Okay, so just for 14 people, I don't need that.
I would like to try it. I've never tried it. Stable says, Newsom is finding out what screwing around with the fuel supply is all about.
He absolutely is. $8 a gallon in California is crazy.
Mark Sobey says, first name? Olive says, that's why they need the AI spam to drown out everything with BS. Believe says, I accidentally planted the wrong flowers in my garden. Oopsie daisies. Brenda says, good day, Steven brother. Glenn says, I'll call DoorDash to pick it up. Should have by next Tuesday.
Great.
Steven says, how's Greymouth today, Granddad? Chris, you should make the dash for something. Because says, Amiga, you said you wanted to be a werewolf. You can start by stop shaving your legs. Oh, I do.
Okay.
Why is
I am not paying the dental bills for that.
I know what is happening. I kept hearing a beep every time a message came in my cell phone. I said, "How is my cell phone connected? See, how is my cell phone connected to the TV? It's not. It's the WhatsApp on the computer."
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Chris says, Granddad, I told Kiwi that I was down there, that if I was down there, I'd make it for him for free.
Brenda says, "Overcast Wild Food Festival is on." The potato festival was on like 2 weeks ago.
I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah,
What do they have? French fries?
they have a bunch of different potato foods. Foods.
Well, every time you serve me a bowl of rice, I hear what Buff's father told him. Anything white will kill you. Rice, potatoes, stuff like that.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So then I think, is she trying to kill me? Stop it.
I'll move it.
We don't have much longer to go. It says 4 minutes, 49 seconds. Granddad, okay. Cop car Steve. Out of curiosity, am I the only Canadian in the group?
No.
No. Uno is from
Yeah.
Canada. He may not still be here. Mark Sauvé is from Canada.
Jay's from this side of Canada.
Believe is also from Canada. Jay is not from Canada.
No, but it's from this side.
Jay is from near the Canadian border in New York. What about milk? Ray Bullet asks, what about milk?
What about milk? Um,
The infamous Nick's Roofing Incorporated. Hello, infamous Nick's Roofing. He's also from Canada. Hello. We are populated with Canadians.
yep. Chris says, "I live in the border. I can be an honorary Canadian, please."
Can I be?
Can I be? So does Jay.
Do you want to pay taxes in 2 countries, Chris?
So this says, "I'm a few hours from Ottawa." Lynn says, "To correct, my grandfather was Canadian, beginning the process to obtain my Canadian passport."
Hmm.
Grease Belly Garage says, "I just dropped in to say hi."
Hello,
Hi.
Grease Belly. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, what about milk? It's white.
I don't drink milk.
You do too?
I wouldn't call that milk.
It's milk. What do you mean you want to call it it's milk?
You have to ask Buff if milk is included, but milk is a liquid. It's not a food.
You said everything white.
So instead, at the time, Buff stopped having white rice and he had brown rice, and it's all basically the same.
The infamous says, "It's so quiet, I can't really hear anything." Can't you?
You can't hear us talking, or you can't hear the jackhammering that was happening outside earlier. I see
The bar
the
going up.
sound bar going way up into the yellow. I can make it go into the red.
Stop. You're such a child with this new toy.
I know we're not going to be able to sell 2-wheel drive Ram Chargers to Canada. I know that. That's what this is on the screen, a 2-wheel drive Ram Charger. Very, very, very nice truck. They want a lot of money for it, though.
Everybody says, "What about vanilla ice cream then?" Mm.
How about Cop Car Steve? 23% taxes to make money, 12% taxes to spend money, and 35% gone to the government.
The infamous says, "Volume is too low." It's not low.
It's not low. I have the microphone right here on my shoulder.
Check your own volume, darling. Check to see if your maybe um YouTube itself volume is low. Maybe you put it down for some reason. I happen to do that sometimes. Mark says the volume is a little low, but it turned mine up, so all good. Is it low?
I don't think so. Steve, the everything that you buy here, you have to pay 16% tax on, including the rent on your house. Anything, any money you spend, you have to pay 16%. And then there's income tax on top of that for corporations. I eat cottage cheese stray bullet. I do eat that. That's what I substituted when I stopped eating French fries and baked potatoes and and stuff like that. That's what I've been buying is cottage cheese.
Chris Gladys says the volume is fine. It sounds like it has noise reduction or something on.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, the microphone still. Trevor says, look at that Volkswagen.
Looks like a Pontiac to me.
Joe Sherman says, coming in good on my end. Glenn says, how does the tax system work anywhere?
They want money from you.
Yeah.
Once we register the oh, it reset the pictures. Once we set up the corporation to do our business, then we're going to have to account for every peso that goes through there, and they're going to want their part of everything we do. So we need accountants to tell us how not to give away all of our profit. It's going to be a lot more difficult doing what we do because when we're out on the road, we buy food here, we buy snacks there, whatever. We're going to have to figure out what's deductible, what's not deductible, how we get the documents we need to turn into the tax thing. That's what the accountant's going to have to teach us.
Mark says the government takes and takes and takes, then takes some more.
But it only gives to people that don't pay taxes. How many billion in California? How many billions of California were wasted on the homeless with absolutely no change, and the taxpayers get nothing, absolutely nothing, except having to pay more.
Miranda says, I know the USA, but what about Canada? Are there any countries in Central or South America you would visit?
Not me. Nope. I'm not adventurous. I never was.
I would like to go to Italy. Glenn says, what did the Beatles sing?
Is that a setup to a joke?
Oh, it says the rich pay less taxes than everybody else, than everyone else.
Is that a setup to a joke, Glenn?
It says that money was straight up stolen.
Yes, but the money came from somewhere. Came from the taxpayers.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Marx is tax man. Also, California's tax rate is lower than a lot of states run by the people calling them commies.
One for you, 19 for me. That's a pretty high tax rate, Mark.
Lance is not adventurous. You're road tripping all over the place.
Yes, because I have somewhere to go. I have to go buy the car and bring it back or deliver it down there. I'm not going to just drive around. I'm not just going to go to places just to go there, especially other countries that I don't know what their situation is. It's bad enough having to deal with people here. Leaf says, my son makes me make him paper airplanes all the time. Then he complains they don't fly well. Tell him it's because they are stationary. And he won't understand the joke.
Ocasio says, have you ever driven the golf carts in Eastern Isla Mujeres?
I don't think so. I don't think we've ever been there.
No. Lynn says, Beatles songs, I'm the tax man, and everything they would tax. Triple says, wrong. Olive, I've lived I live here my entire life. Mark says, that's part of the lyrics in the Beatles Taxman song. Bodyguard says already first on Boss Life. Mark says lol. Olive says you should look who's talking straight. Yolanda says they just passed a millionaire's income tax here in Washington. A lot of rich people are moving.
Getting crazy everywhere. Take, 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 take. Government should not do anything for anybody that does not pay taxes. Absolutely not. I think it's time for us to get off because our experiment here did not work. Cop Car Steve says because those golf carts is an adventure in itself. The tires aren't even considered tires, and they look like they're ready to explode any second. That's adventurous. So if one explodes, do I have to fix it? Olives in Georgia, 8% sales tax on everything, and working class people pay more taxes than billionaires ever do. I don't need to look Olive. I'm living it in real time. Stay bullet. Meh, screw politics and AI. I'm going upstairs to play Atari and try to pretend the last 40 years didn't happen.
I agree, Chris.
40? Why 40? See, yeah, that would put me at 18, 19.
Your dog is snoring.
He's under you. Okay, guys. Okay, we're gonna end it here. So, thanks everybody for being here, and we're gonna be horizontal on the next one because this didn't work. I guess even people on YouTube don't like Mexican cars or didn't know what they were or something. So, thanks everybody for being here. Goodbye.
You say bye too fast. Thank you guys for being here. See you on the next one. Good night. Bye bye.